Welcome everybody to another Flipping Tables. My name is Sean.
And I'm Tico.
And today we have another prototype from our friends at Tody's Games. Remember last year we reviewed their game, Here Be Dragons.
Yes.
Well, they've got another game coming to Kickstarter very soon. It is called Clash of Galliformes. It's along the same lines as Here Be Dragons.
Yeah, Here Be Birds.
This is Here Be Birds.
Here Be Birds.
Exactly. Clash of Galliformes is much like Here Be Dragons. It's resource management.
Engine
building. Let's have a look at the components. There are a lot of components. So let's have a quick look. This is a really quick setup for 3 players. It is a modular board, so as you're placing the boards, if there were more players, I mean, the board can be of any shape you want it. You know, if there's a 4th player, you could have it coming out like that. It could be in any shape you want. You're going to take turns placing 2 boards each on there, 2 per player. But you set up the boards, and the board creates paths. Okay, and each of these locations is an outpost. It could possibly be an outpost. Right. Those are locations on the board. You are controlling. You're basically these. I don't know if they're humans. This is not on Earth. This does not take place on Earth. Let's be clear.
It might.
These are giant birds that you're riding. Like, look at these people. These people are riding giant birds.
And we have determined it is giant birds and not regular sized birds,
tiny humans.
Yeah, we've gone over this. It's been debated for a while. We've decided giant birds, regular sized people riding them.
So you have, each player takes on a particular bird. In this case, it's the blood. This was the blood pheasant.
Pheasant?
Yeah, I keep wanting to say peasant. It is not a peasant. Although the person riding it might be a peasant.
He could. Well, I mean, a peasant wouldn't ride the bird. That would be a warrior. The peasant would be staying home.
Possibly.
Yes.
And as you can see, it is a resource management. So you're going to be gaining different resources. You know, leaves, wood, and rock. And here's the number of rock you're going to generate per turn, you know, and that's going to change as you develop your character. And so you're going to gain every turn, and then you're going to spend that in order to upgrade abilities. You're going to spend that to discover technologies, fire, knife, rope, skins, fur. And fur, and bowls, basket weaving.
It's probably not basket weaving, and we've forgotten entirely what it is.
It is. I think it's basket, but we'll just pretend it's basket weaving.
Basket weaving.
But technologies. The object of the game is you're going to be starting in an outpost of your color. So we have 3 players on the board, and you're going to move a bird up to 2 squares. Okay.
Along a path.
And you can also, once you pay for a bird, each bird costs like 3 food here to bring out a small bird, or 6 food to bring out big bird.
Not the big bird, just a bigger bird.
I mean, it's yellow. It's a big bird. I'm just leaving it there.
It's not the big bird. I love the fact that each bird is a different wooden token. So the big birds for the greater sage grouses have a different meaning versus your blood pheasants versus the blue-eared pheasants.
Right.
They all have a different look for their
other
big birds.
The other 2 is the capercaillies and the quails.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 we're not using right now. So yeah, you would move around, and as you go to a location,
you can't go to that one.
Oh no, I can't, because it's not
connected.
It's not connected. You have to watch where it's connected. So I'm going to go this way to this one here. Where was this guy?
He was there.
Pretend he was there.
Oh, he was on the one you just went to.
Well, too bad. So I flip that over. That's a number 5. That number 5 is going to go beside my board, and on a turn I can place, like during the develop phase, after I move, I can place that on my board over here on the numbers. Once you have all 9 numbers, you can then trade in 3 of those numbers for a puzzle piece. And once you gain all 3 puzzle pieces on your board, you actually get a special ability. Yes. So that's something, and that is also one of the end game triggers, is solving the puzzle, the hieroglyphs, the cave paintings, right? And so you want to collect the numbers throughout the board, all 9.
And they're randomly spread out.
They are, all these tokens are random. The other tokens, so there's tokens 1 through 9 on there somewhere. The other tokens are the technologies. Again, fire, knife, baskets, skins, ropes. Once you have that, you now have the ability to pay for or discover that ability by paying the amount in the box. And these are going to be of these 3 resources, okay?
And they give you a benefit to your overall development. So say for example, Sean has purchased now fire.
Yep.
So let's throw your little fire token on there.
So
you've purchased fire.
I've purchased fire.
Paid for it. So now you get +1 food generation.
Yes.
And +1, I can't see that.
+1 defense.
+1 defense. So that's an automatic +1 defense because that's there. So if you're in a battle, you get +1 to your bird's defense.
Because I'm using fire to keep them away.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how fire...
That's how fights work with birds, right?
Yeah, bird fire fighting.
So you're moving around the board, you're collecting items, you're managing your resources, you're paying to bring out new birds, you're paying to bring out... If I paid 2 food, if I had 2 food, I could place an outpost right here, right? Which will give me bonus points at the end. The game ends when you solve the puzzle and purchase 2 technologies.
Right.
The first person to do that can choose to immediately end the game.
Yeah.
Right? At which point you then gather up points, and you're going to gain points based on outposts, based on technologies learned, based on... There's many different things. The number of puzzles you've developed. You're going to get points.
Yeah, it's a victory point.
It's a victory point game, and the one who has the most points.
So you may
wins.
develop those things and realize, I'm going to be behind in points. I'm not calling for game end yet.
Right.
Because you made me go, oh, crap. Sean's got way too many outposts out there. I'm not going to call for game end. I'm going to
attack the outposts.
I'm going to attack some of these outposts and clear some of your victory points before calling for that end game.
Yeah. So there is a battle system.
Yep.
There's battle dice. So whether you're attacking or whether you're defending, you're going to roll a die. You also have defense and fight capabilities on your birds. Those can also be upgraded. So if you notice, this one here gives like a +3 to fighting if you happen to upgrade it, right? +2, or like, so this is branching, just like
So you have to start on the very bottom there.
You start down here.
So 1 wood and 2 food will get you +1 fight.
And then you can move up to +2, and then you branch off. You choose either +3 or +2 with a special ability. So you're going to branch off, and this is very similar again to Here Be Dragons, where there's a branching skill tree.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to develop these things in order. These abilities.
Yeah. So in a fight, the attacker and the defender will everybody has a set number of 9 that have extra fight, extra defense. And these are actually extra defense for your outposts.
Yeah.
And you will pick one at random if you want, not at random. So you pick one, and then you sort of hide, like, okay, I'm gonna use this.
Right. And you're gonna add that to the battle.
And you're gonna add that, but you don't show until after the dice roll, until it's resolved. So you roll your die and you add up your attack, and whoever has the highest attack obviously wins that battle. The defeated bird and outpost are removed.
It's dead.
It's dead. It's a dead bird. It doesn't get to go back into your stock to be placed later.
No.
You have a finite number of birds.
So the blood pheasant starts. Everybody starts with a bird and an outpost.
Right.
Sorry, a nest. The big one is a nest. That's where all your birds they spawn out. Everyone has a finite number of birds available to them. In this case, I have blood pheasants have 6 small birds, 7 total because one's on the board, and 4 big birds. But if any of these die, they're out of the game. There is a special ability with one of the puzzles. If you solve a puzzle, there is a particular puzzle that allows you to bring birds back from the dead. But that is a special.
Puzzles are to do.
That is. Puzzles bring people back to life.
That's what happens. If you get really good at puzzle building, it's basically necromancy.
Exactly.
That's how puzzles.
That's how puzzles work. It's a very, very special ability. But so typically, your birds are gone if they battle and die.
And each starting bird has different attack, different defense, and different starting numbers. We've got 4 and 8 for the blue-eared pheasants. 4 and 7 for the greater sage grouses. You've got 4 and 7 for the blood pheasants, and they have different attack to start with, and different costs to get them on the board as well.
Yeah, so depending on who you play as, it's a very different game for you as a player, because the numbers are not all the same between birds.
No, the boards themselves are different. The plus minuses, the cost to upgrade in certain areas are going to be more. So blood pheasants are more of an attacking bird. So they have
because that's why the word blood is in their name.
Blood, yeah, I assume that's.
Now, we did notice, and Tico and I played, he played as Blood Pheasants, and he upgraded their attack power so quickly.
Because it was super cheap. They are they are an aggressive bird.
But we did find out that this is an overpowered character right now here in the prototype, so it may be different in the final version. Speaking to Kim and Kim, who are the creators of this game, they said, yeah, we know they're overpowered, and we're working on it. So we definitely found that. I don't
see a problem with it.
Because he played... Yeah,
but
he attacked me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm attacking you for 7." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fully upgraded. How? I had like nothing upgraded, and you all of a sudden had +3 battle.
It's so easy to do. A lot of these things, as you take over these spots too, you'll see the little marks on there. So as you place your outpost there, you actually gain +1 food to your auto.
That's right.
So during the gather phase, you'll get it. You start off with 2 food every round,
and that's why you want. That's why you want to place your outposts in order to gain those resources.
And once you get those things up, again, it's much easier once you get those resources built up in order to get more birds on the table.
And really quickly, let's talk about the gray birds on the board here are outcasts. So they're basically an AI enemy.
Pigeons.
They're
street rats.
They're street rats out on the board. You're just getting in your way.
Yeah.
So you do have to battle them in order to take over that spot. Right?
Yes.
They have 2 health.
They just, you lost to one of them.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, okay.
We don't talk about losing to a pigeon.
No. Sean was attacked and
we don't talk about losing to a pigeon.
Beaten by a pigeon. It was pretty funny.
No, we don't talk about that. So anyway, that is Clash of Galliformes, and it is coming to Kickstarter, I believe, in March. So very soon. Check it out. If you remember Here Be Dragons, which we loved, then definitely check this out because it is along the same lines as that resource management engine building game. So check it out. Clash of Galliformes coming soon to Kickstarter.
Where do I get a giant chicken to ride around? I'm just thinking that's got to be cheaper than gas right now.
Giant chickens are us.
Yeah, but that's got to be way cheaper.
It's so cheaper than gas.
Like grain feed instead of actual
well,
gas, probably
is
way
grain
cheaper.
cheap? I don't know.
I don't know either, but
there might be a supply chain problem with grain even right now.
Oh,